Would you survive if you were accused of witchcraft? Imagine waking up to whispers and fearful looks, to neighbours pointing fingers. Imagine being dragged from your home in the dead of night, accused of something terrible, of something you didn't do. Between the 1400s and 1700s, tens of thousands of people across Europe and beyond faced this horror. Most were women, innocent women. But your survival didn't depend upon innocence. It depended on who you were. Your power, your class, your enemies. Today we step into the shoes of two women. One peasant, one noblewoman. Both accused of witchcraft. But were their paths, their trials, their fates so very different? Would you survive? Witch hunts didn't suddenly appear out of nowhere. Before the late 1400s, so-called witches were often seen as wise women. Healers, midwives, herbalists. Sometimes feared, sometimes respected. But that changed dramatically with the publication of the Malleus Maleficarum, the Hammer of Witches, in 1487. This book declared witches were real, dangerous, and linked to the devil. It spread fear like wildfire. Suddenly, the church, kings, and ordinary people believed witches caused plagues, famine, storms, and misfortune. Accusations spread from Germany to Scotland, from France to England, and even to the New World. Fear fed hysteria, trials were often rigged, and confessions were extracted under torture. Executions became public spectacles meant to terrify. So what if you were a peasant? Imagine you're a poor woman living in a tiny village. You know herbs and healing, but you're on the edge of poverty. Maybe you're a widow or unmarried. You're considered different. A cow dies mysteriously. The weather ruins the harvest. People want to blame someone, and it's always easier to blame the outcast. Whispers turn to accusations. A neighbour claims you cursed their family. The village bailiff arrives at night, and you're dragged from your home, thrown into a cold cell, and left alone with fear and rats. But what if you were a noble or royalty? Now imagine you're a noblewoman, educated and wealthy. Your power makes you dangerous to your rivals, and your enemies whisper accusations behind closed doors. Agnes Sampson, a healer in Scotland's North Berwick trials of 1590, was accused of conjuring storms to drown King James VI's ship. Tortured, shaved, pricked for the devil's mark, she confessed under unbearable pain. Then she was burned alive. The torture is relentless. The strappado, sleep deprivation, the swimming test, pricking for marks. They want you to confess to devil's work, even if it means lying. Your trial is a farce. Neighbours testify against you. Her eyes were strange. She danced naked in the woods. The judge already believes you're guilty. The sentence is death by hanging or burning, and public execution serves as a gruesome warning. In colonial Massachusetts, Bridget Bishop was the first executed in the Salem witch trials. Known for her outspoken nature, she was accused by frightened neighbours. She was hanged, a grim end to a hysteria that consumed many innocent lives. So would you survive an accusation of witchcraft? If you were a peasant woman, poor and vulnerable, the mob and superstition decided your fate. If you were a noble, your enemies could weaponize the law against you. If you were a woman, knowledgeable, independent, or different, you were already marked. Witch hunts weren't about justice. They were about fear, control, and punishment, propelled by superstition. Would you have survived? Let me know in the comments, and if you want to know more about history's darkest secrets, follow me for more stories.